for our curry, I'm going to soften some onions. So I've just got a bit of oil in my pan and I've got it on a medium kind of heat. So we'll get the onion in. So it's a very large brown or yellow onion. So you might, if you've got smaller onions, you might like to use 2. And we're just going to, when they that starts to get cooking, I'm going to reduce the heat to kind of medium-low. And we just want to cook the onion until it's soft. I have my cauliflower. So this is just quite a small half. I just bought half a head of cauliflower. So I'm just going to trim off the outside bits that have been, the cut surfaces that have been exposed. And just slice to remove the base. And then any kind of icky bits, we'll chop them off. This isn't the freshest cauliflower, it's just from my supermarket, so I couldn't get to my veggie shop today. And then I'm going to chop it into really small florets. And the reason for chopping it small is just because that means it'll cook much quicker. So you could go through and do individual florety bits like that if you like, or if you don't want to spend so much time, and just kind of chunk through it so you get some slices and some smaller bits. It's really, up to you, but I'm just going to go around. And the core bit is edible, but it takes a bit longer to cook, so I'm actually not going to use it in this curry, but yeah, you could easily slice that and use it. I usually do, so I'll just keep chopping. It's been cooking. I actually put a lid on it for about 7 or 8 minutes. And it started to go golden brown, which isn't really essential for this recipe, but it's not the end of the world. And it's lovely and soft. So we can get our spices. Actually, we might get so I'll get the cauliflower in so it can start cooking. And you could use any sort of vegetable that you feel like. Here, I just really like cauliflower in curries because it has a fairly neutral flavour of its own, and it kind of soaks up all the lovely flavour from the curry, so just a bit of a personal fave. Okay, then we want our spices. So this is our peppercorn curry, and so we want about a tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, so be pretty generous with the pepper. And then we want some mustard seeds, and these are completely optional, but they just add a nice kind of subtle warmth. I quite like having the texture in the curry as well. So 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard seeds. Then some turmeric, which is going to give lovely colour to the curry. And it's also very good for you. It has like anti-cancer properties, so eat more turmeric. So again, 2 teaspoons of turmeric. We'll be generous. And then lastly, ground cumin, which is also known as the curry spice, and it just has really lovely kind of earthy curry flavours, and it just goes, it just adds a really lovely curryness. That's our spices. So we'll just give that a little stir. We just want the spices to cook a little bit and toast, but you don't want them to cook so much that they burn and go bitter. So just enough, just a little stir like that, so everything's coated is fine. And actually, even that kind of 15 seconds or so, I can smell the turmeric coming out and everything. So then we'll get in our tomatoes, so just a can of, I'm using whole tomatoes, and I'll just break those up. You could use chopped tomatoes if you prefer. I think you get better quality tomatoes when you're using whole. So just give that a good stir. And then we'll add our chickpeas, so a can of chickpeas, and I'm actually going to use the canning liquid as well, and that's going to just provide it's just going to make the curry a bit more saucy. You can see that turmeric's really coloured the cauliflower. It's gone crazy yellow. It looks pretty cool. So now we just want to, turn that up to a high heat, and I might just season this later, but you can put some salt in now if you like. There should be plenty of pepper. So I'll get the lid on, and really I'm just going to simmer it until the cauliflower is tender. It's been simmering away for 5 minutes there. It's actually boiling pretty rapidly. Just going to give it a good stir. Had the lid on. And we can turn the heat down, that's going a bit crazy. And then it's up to you, like if you want it to reduce down and have a thicker curry, you can leave the lid off, or if you're happy with that consistency, you can leave the lid on. I'm actually keen for it to reduce down a little bit, so I'll leave the lid off. I just want to test a bit of cauliflower. It's still fairly hard, so we'll just let it simmer for keep cooking until the cauliflower's tender. It's been boiling away for another second 5 minutes, so it's 10 minutes all up. I had it with the lid off for a little while, but it started to thicken up quite quickly, so I put the lid back on. And now it's looking really happy with that consistency. You know, it's fairly saucy, but not too runny, and just testing the cauliflower. Looking lovely and cooked. The knife goes in quite easily, so that looks great. We're ready to serve. So I'm just going to have a little taste, really kind of subtle spicing. So I'm just going to give it a big whack of salt just to brighten up the flavors a bit. And because we're not using any chili, we're actually looking for that black pepper to give us the warmth. And it's subtle, but it's I think I'd like it a bit stronger. So what I'm going to do is just add some more black pepper. So I'm going to add another tablespoon, but it's, you know, it's really up to you to kind of taste and tweak that level. But I'm kind of in the mood for something that's a little bit punchy. So then I've just got some mint leaves that I've kind of just picked off the bush, and so they can go in. We'll just stir them in, and I'm going to serve this in bowls with a really big dollop of natural yogurt on top. So if you enjoyed this recipe, really encourage you to come on over and visit my blog. It's thestonesoup.com, and there are a heap of free video recipes just like this one over there. And if you sign up for email updates on the blog, then I'll give you a free e-cookbook to download, which is filled with video recipes as well. So hope to see you soon.